Hello, welcome to my office. I'm so excited to meet you and go over your wedding details. I'm excited that you chose us to coordinate and plan your wedding, and today's meeting will be really high level, and we're going to go over basic information. Basically, we'll go over some inspiration that you might want to look into. And I know you said you weren't 100% sure in our earlier conversations about what you're looking for, so I have a magazine with us we can go through. I also have some Pinterest photos we can look through as well, of different themes that you might be interested in. And then after that, we can go over the planner that I have created for you for the wedding planner. So this will be a copy that you get to have, as I know that it's very important to you to be mindful of the details, but of course our team will take care of everything. Alright, you ready to get started? Wonderful. So today I'm just keeping it really casual. I'm just going to ask a few questions about the event, and then we'll hop into the inspiration. Okay. Lift that up. Okay. So just go ahead and write your name. Now, can you let me know, is there anything specific just off the top of your head that you really want the style or mood or vibe of your special day to feel and look like? Any notes are totally fine. Just trying to get some things to start grinding those creative juices, getting them flowing. Okay, you want it to feel cozy, but you want it to also be classy. Okay. No, that's valid. And we have ways to make, the day of feel very cozy, but still keep things really modern and classic. Are you looking for a more modern wedding, or do you like more traditional, somewhat modern, with maybe some traditional elements? Okay. Traditional elements. Alright, and was there anything else for that special day? You really want to make it personable to both of you. Okay. And I know you said your partner was unable to join this meeting for today, but you said they were good to meet up the next few times. Wonderful, no problem. Yeah, it's so nice that they're willing to really be involved as a partner. We should all expect that. Unless some people really hate planning parties, I can totally imagine some people like to be a little more hands-off, but they sound like they want to be involved, which is very nice. Okay. So you want it to be personal to both of you, and there's ways we can, make certain music or certain elements, decor, or even certain moments of the day really dedicated to both of you as a couple and your love story. Now, just to confirm, you are not looking for a long, like a destination wedding, correct? You're open to it, okay? Open to destination. Okay. Alright, any other notes that you can think of before I move on? No? Okay, that's fine. I'm sure we'll come up with more items as we get into it. Okay, so really quickly, just to confirm your budget, total budget, yeah. Okay, no problem. I think that is reasonable, and I always like to make sure it is within or at least below, just because I think you can make a day very special on what you're willing to invest in, and some things are worth investing more than others. You'd be surprised how much you can make happen with some really great deals and maybe even a little DIY. But we'll try to make the process and day of the event as smooth as possible for both of you. Okay. I think I have the notes that I need for right now. So, would you like to move on to the inspiration? Yeah, that's going to be my favorite part too. Okay. Okay. Now we're moving into the portion where we go for inspiration. So I have this magazine. Now there's plenty of magazines out there. This is just a helpful little tool for today to go for maybe anything you're interested in. So this says, let me see, 497 all new wedding ideas. Fabulous fashion, our picks of the hottest trends. So very basic stuff probably, but can be really helpful for getting the ideas flowing. So I'm just gonna flip through this, and you can take this home with you after today, and I would recommend picking anything else up that might interest you. Alright. Will you like something very romantic? Yeah. I think I might have a few ideas later about that, but you're definitely interested in like a romantic vibe. Very nice. Yes, this is gorgeous. Wedding Q&A. This is a beautiful dress. Another beautiful dress. There's some other dresses. Have you thought of maybe a color you want to incorporate for your theme? You like the green a lot. Okay, that's great. It's a beautiful color. And especially because there's so many different shades of the green. But like that jewel toned green is very, it can be very cozy color, but very classy at the same time. And it's a green that I think it can really be tuned for fall and winter, or you can play it into summer tones. I think it's very manageable that way. Yes, this is cute as well. Oh, got a little coupon there. I think I missed a page. Okay, that's just me. So you can read through this later. There's probably a ton of other information ideas. What's this? This is Into the Blue. So this is playing with some blue colors. I really love the glassware that is not your typical wine glass that's, clear, but it has a jewel tone or a colored glass to it. Is that something you're interested in? Yeah? we can play around with those ideas, but I just find it adds an element that's just really enriching the design and decor. Even things like these lamps are a great thing to add to any sort of fixtures, create some depth and dimension. Lots of sweeping fabrics are nice, and of course, you know, greenery is always a must. And really, greenery ties in well with so many different themes and styles, and I think the flowers and greenery tend to add some coziness. This looks nice. You can see some fall tones. Yeah, I like the colors. Yeah, this looks beautiful. Yes, I think rich use of color, you know, people tend to sleep on that a lot. I think the use of colors, different shades, can really be vibrant and really make the wedding elevated. Okay. Skipped page there. You're engaged, now what? You know your props or pros. Nice. Ooh, that cake is really beautiful. It's like a naked cake, but has some there's some florals and some macarons there. Gorgeous. Money talks with some tips and tricks. You know, not just inspiring, but maybe helpful information. They even have a countdown calendar, which I also have one for you, so I'll get into that. Ooh, that's a really beautiful dress. Yeah. This is more fashion. This is reminds me of like Bridgerton, that show on Netflix. Very Marie Antoinette vibes. The use of the gloves and the floral pastels. This is Fresh Picks. Oh wow, very romantic dresses. Yeah. And even pantsuits or things that are like, I don't think you necessarily need to stay within the traditional white attire or black tux attire. I think you can really go outside the box if you wanted to, like with different prints or touches of color, or even a completely different color than a white dress if you wanted. Yeah, there's so many options. Okay, this is a more like outdoorsy wedding. That's a beautiful cake. What do you think? Yeah, it's very fall-esque. And your wedding's just around fall time, isn't it? So we could probably lean into that a little bit more. Okay. So I believe that's the end of the first half of the magazine, and then the second half is in the back. So this is more like destination or honeymoon. These are different locations. So this is Italy, Hawaii, etc. if you're thinking of destination, it's very important to consider where you're going to have it. There's a wine, or this can be inspo for your honeymoon. Oh, this is cute. This is like a retro style wedding. This is held at that classy retro looking airport. You're into the retro theme a little bit. Very cool. I think this is fabulous. What a fabulous looking wedding. So modern, but also retro, very Mad Men style. Yeah. This is super cool. Probably more destination honeymoon. And the great thing about a destination wedding is you could also have your honeymoon at the destination you will be getting married at. So I think that's why a lot of couples find that useful, because they can kind of seamlessly go into their honeymoon without a hiccup. That's a beautiful dress. You like that? Yeah, this is gorgeous. Just some more details about that wedding. These are real life destination weddings to get inspired by. Win a Mexico getaway. So some of these have some getaway packages or giveaways or contests, if you will. Yeah, so I definitely recommend picking up more magazines just to get more inspiration. Are you inclined to like a beach wedding? Not really? Okay, that makes sense. Based on our previous conversations, I feel like you weren't really leaning towards that, so maybe if you did do destination, it might be something more like a European country or something that isn't like a beach necessarily. Okay, so that ends the second half of the magazine. Okay, so we're done with the magazine. I can go through some Pinterest boards that we have as examples of wedding styles. Okay, cool. Okay. So the first wedding style I wanted to go over was a Bridgerton style wedding. So you can see here sort of like a chateau looking venue would be great to kind of add to the romantic French vibes. You can have things that are just very luxurious, like champagne glasses in a pyramid there. Things like big florals with big nice drapery is good to kind of give the aesthetic of, Bridgerton vibes. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, this is actually a very big theme for weddings lately. So just romantic dresses, very ethereal feeling. And even your photographer can sort of match even the way portraits sort of feel and look, just as like a fun addition to your photography. Let's see. A lot of the French or English inspired, Bridgerton style. There's a lot of color, even in the food. Maybe one color like lavender. We could do that green you talked about. And, different treats like not just a cake, but little cakes or cookies or maybe other pastries going on. Would be a great addition. Let's see. This was a great photo that I think gives off the aesthetic of Bridgerton. Even like a beautiful colored dress, or your bridesmaids, groomsmen can have colored outerwear and dresses and such. Yeah, so that's the Bridgerton style. Now the next style is one of my personal favorites, but it's more of like a retro theme. And this is essentially, blocks of color. It kind of varies between the 50s and the 70s range there of retro style, but kind of modernized for the contemporary wedding. And things like a beautiful modern retro bar. I love Pinterest. It's just so helpful to get this ideas going. Yeah, the beautiful cocktails. Again, drinkware that is solid or colored glass is just really beautiful and adds some texture and decor, even though it's decor that is helpful for your guests to drink from. I love this type of picture with just a modern modern wedding attire. You can really play around with it. I think sunglasses are such a great touch. I didn't think about that for my own wedding, but I think that's a great idea. Just very beautiful backdrops. You can create different textures and patterns, or just playing with different mediums. I love the use of colored wood backdrops, and nothing has to be just flowers. Again, the example of colored dinnerware. You like this a lot? Me too. Yeah. Alright, let's see, is there anything else in this? Oh, this is a great photos, how you can use lamps in just different colors. Very modern, mid-century going on. You like that? Awesome. Wonderful. Okay. Let's move on to the next style. The next style is a forest wedding, or woodland, if you will. Now this is a different type of vibe, very cozy with a lot of natural elements, as you can see here. So, for example, this cake has, it's like a naked cake and just a lot of working with the foliage and the flowers. It's really utilizing nature as the center of the decor. Some really romantic table settings here. And we have, you can even have carpets if you want to do even more boho vibe. Forest can really suit the style you're looking for. You could even do something where the ceremony is looking out over water. I think this is really romantic. You can set up scenery or seating areas. I think the element of photogenic scenery is what people love about natural forests and environments. Oh, switched over to another photo here. Oh, here we go. Some more rustic indoor version. If you prefer being inside, you can kind of bring the forest in with you, so to speak. I will say that, well, the natural setting can be easy or beautiful to find or book, it can be quite expensive to set up a ton of decor. You have to kind of find your own caterers or vendors to sort of help with all the elements, like the chairs and the food, and making sure that you have the proper equipment or restrooms nearby. So it's kind of dependent on how rustic and outdoorsy you want to go. I think this is beautiful, just lights in the trees. And we're looking through different styles, so you can kind of mix and match different things. I don't think you need to stick totally within one element or theme, but so yeah, you can mix elements, you can mix styles. I don't think that there's any really rhyme or reason. Let's go ahead and move into the next theme, which is the modern wedding. So this modern wedding is it's got a mix of different things, and really the key correlating theme behind all of this is just keeping things modern, using modern materials, man-made materials for the most part, or just using natural elements in a way that's a little bit more on the modern futuristic side. So I like to say that, depending on your color or comfortability using color, really play around with that. So I really love how, for example, this is a modern but colorful interpretation of, wedding style, and it's just really beautiful, and the art sort of speaks for itself. And this is another example. And depending on the, really even down to specific styles that you love, it's really, I would say it's really adaptable for you. So inspiration like this. Really modern, clean lines, but you can still add floral elements like I mentioned. That's kind of what gives off the coziness, and I think this is a great example of sort of mixing industrial, modern elements with some natural greenery, but done in a way that's minimalistic as well. Yeah, so I'll send these links of these boards to you, and you can take a look at them, and we can decide from there if there's a specific style you're looking for. But for now, we can go ahead and hop into looking at your wedding planner. What do you say? Okay. Alright, so we have your wedding planner, and yes, you get to take this home with you. So I went ahead and added the magazine so you could keep that with you, and any future magazines you can add here as well. So there's different sections, so it kind of goes from the most general to even more specific, like per vendor. Okay, so off the bat we have your calendar. Can you see that okay? So we have 12-month calendar checklist. So this is like a checklist for you. So it goes down 12 months. Yeah. This will be really helpful. This can be a worksheet that you work through alongside us, and then we'll come down to like a finalized version that can be like a digital copy everyone has access to. Okay. Alright, so next we have the honeymoon travel details on this side. So things like, flights. It gets really specific again. If there's something that you're not particularly find useful, you don't have to work through it, of course. And of course, if you have a destination wedding, there's a worksheet for that here as well. Alright, so we have the wedding day timeline here. Then we have wedding checklist. So day of wedding checklist. And then there's also a checklist for like an emergency kit or emergency items of the day of. So we'll definitely get those ready for you. So this next section is a budget worksheet. This is definitely something I'd like for you to go through for us, and we can adjust as needed. Feel free to use pencil with these worksheets if you wish. I also have a digital copy I'll send over to you. So we still have more budget worksheets. Kind of goes through every single thing from the vendors, the venues, stationery, etc. So it'll be very helpful. Okay, it's it's a few more pages because, budget can be really stressful, but I think as long as you're really clear about your boundaries with what you are willing to invest in, it makes decision making a lot more easy. Go with what you can and make the day as special as you need it to be. It doesn't need to be crazy. Okay, so we have the guest list tracker. And there's one sheet for this, I believe, and then we'll print multiple copies as you need. And then we also have the wedding invitation worksheet here. And then a stationery order worksheet. So this is all about your guests and your invites. And I do recommend keeping an Excel sheet as well, because that's probably going to be the easiest thing for you. Okay, move this over a bit. So next we have, let's see, this is the vendor contact information for your stationery partner. Whichever vendor you choose for invitations. And then there is this bridal party contact list. So we have numbers and names of all your bridal party. Okay. Then we have the registry information here. Okay, and then a registry worksheet where you can work through the different items that you might want from your guests. Yeah, I definitely recommend things that you feel can last a long time, but within reason, budget-wise. Okay, so after the registry worksheet, we move into travel and accommodations worksheet. So this is really about your guests as we are going along. So any travel accommodations that you're going to need for your guests, and as well as your bridal party day of transportation, if you need to travel from the ceremony venue to the reception. Then we have a destination wedding travel worksheet. So this is, again, if it's destination. Okay. Then we move on to the wedding gown and accessories order worksheet. So keeping track of all your attire for the special day. We also have your bridal salon appointment information. Yes. And then we have the beauty worksheet for hair, the beauty worksheet for makeup, keeping track of what you want to do for your hair or makeup, bridesmaid fashion worksheet. Also have that here, especially if you're trying to coordinate everything between your bridal party. And this is the continued worksheet. And then we also have a groom and groomsman fashion worksheet. Alright, so that kind of covers your bridal party and accessories fashion. Alright, now we're moving more into, I would say, the vendors. We have the ceremony worksheet. So this is kind of planning out the procession, etc., the sort of elements of the ceremony that you want to have. This is a great opportunity to sort of add in the personal touches to you both as a couple and really make the ceremony special to you both. You also have vendor contact information for your efficient. This is a worksheet for that. Then you also have another contact vendor for the ceremony location, if the ceremony location differs from the venue. We're kind of going into the venue a little bit more with some table layouts of the tables. So this one is more rectangular tables. Then we have circular tables. See that? Then we have square tables. So you can kind of envision based on the shape of the tables and then where different elements can be. And we do have a generator layout. We can make your own unique custom layout. And we can add in other details like where the food could be, if you have a buffet, or where the caterer would be stationed, where, you know, certain tables, other miscellaneous areas are. Okay, so this is the reception location, contact info sheet, and then we have the menu, so working on the menu for the wedding, the menu worksheet. We also have a rentals worksheet, so if you need to rent out tables and chairs, we'll keep track of all of that information. And this continues for the rentals worksheet. And then we have contact information for the caterer here, a worksheet. You can keep track of all that information. Here we have wedding cake worksheet. So this is keeping track of the wedding cake or dessert, whichever you decide. Some people don't like cake, and that's okay. And then this is the baker's contact information, or whoever you choose for dessert, or special vendors like food trucks and things like that, which are very popular nowadays. Then we have the flower worksheet, and here we have the photo shot list. So you can kind of keep track of the different photos you want to take and give a copy to your photographer and videographer, and then a contact sheet for the florist and the photographer. We also have a contact sheet for videographer, for whoever's taking video, if it's different from your photographer. We have a music worksheet, very important for creating your playlist for ceremony, reception, cocktail hour, and any special songs or for any special dances. Alright, so this is the a list of do and do not play. So in case any guests ask to play certain songs that you're not comfortable playing, you can have a do not play list for your DJ. Mm-hmm. And then this is the musician's or DJ contact sheet. And last but not least, the wedding planner contact sheet, which is for me, as you know who I am. But that is the end of the planner. Yeah, what did you think? Very specific, yes, very, feels a little overwhelming, but I promise you we'll take care of filling out most of these details. But it's great for you to sort of jot down your ideas, keep track of certain things as the months go by. Yeah, so I think that's it. I'm just double checking. Okay. I think we're good to go. Okay. Well, thank you so much for going through this with me. I really appreciate it. So I'll go ahead and leave this with you, and you can let me know if you have any questions. I'll go ahead and send you an email follow-up with our next appointment, and we can talk through some more details then. Yeah, we'll probably want to talk about getting your theme really solidified, and from there we can go ahead and start looking at different vendors and sort of creating the storyboard, if you will, of your wedding day, so we can start to put all the pieces together. Yes, I would say vendor research is going to be a big priority, which we'll go ahead and do for you, and you can sort of manage finding the attire that you wish to wear, and we'll go ahead and run everything by you, of course. You can be as involved as you wish. Yeah, no problem. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and leave this with you, and I look forward to our next appointment. We'll have some fun things to go over in that one. Wonderful. Okay, thank you so much.